Hey, I am working on sway bar bushings on the MR2, the one I autocrossed, the 85 NA. I've already taken it out. I cleaned this thing up. It was really bad rusted. I spent probably 40 minutes with a drill and a wire brush. I know the paint ain't perfect, but it's going under the car. It's Rust-Oleum, keeps it from rusting more. The funny thing was I got my bushings out, and as most of you know, right along here, there's usually a slip. There was in the factory ones that were still on here, which were shot. And I'm not real well with my vision, but I kept looking it over and looked at the other one, and I could not figure out how this is going to go on. They give you grease, that's fine, but this don't fit on that. So that wasn't going to happen. And then I started looking better, and there is actually, I'm going to try to do this where you can see it. There is a slit in these, and it's right there on the side. I'd have never found it, but hey, thanks to the interweb, jumped on there, saw some guy using the exact same components I'm using on a Miata. Shout out, no sponsorship or anything, to Prothane Motion Control. I got a whole kit for the Miata. Some stuff I didn't even know I needed. Had no idea. And it looks like these go on pretty easy. I'm going to slip this one right in there. Let me use this other one to hold my phone up so maybe y'all can see me in action. I am by no means a professional at any of this. I am just a lazy mechanical person. I like to play around with the car because it's fun. And other than this, I work. So I need to have some fun every once in a while. Boy, these things are tight. They are tight. Let's see if I can get that pulled all the way apart enough to get it on there. I bet once I do this, if I wrestle with it, somebody's going to comment, well, there's an easier way to do it. Well, you're not at my house doing it for me now, are you? But I happened to get that right on there, didn't I? Okay. So this kind of stuff, I mean, it took me 5 minutes to get my sway bar out. And like I said, I ground on it a little to get all the rust knocked off of it. And then I just sprayed some Rust-Oleum. And yeah, okay, I may hit that again just before I slip it in, because I may not be finishing it tonight. This was just something to do. My wife likes to watch murder mystery shows, and I don't care. So I work on my 85 MR2. I got two others. There's my parts car, and then behind it is my not parts car, my 87. That one's going to be a nice project too. I have a 09 Toyota Corolla that has a very low mileage engine in it, but the car is totally destroyed. They're both automatic. I know, automatics. Nobody likes them. I don't care. It's not for racing. It's going to be a dependable car. That's all I'm doing it for. Some of you notice what some of these tools are. Yes, I am doing ball joints, tie rods, inner and outer, I got kind of a weekend this weekend planned for the holiday, and then I took an extra day off next weekend trying to get the MR2 ready to go to an out-of-town autocross. Got the trailer lined up, got the truck lined up through a neighbor. Trailer's one of the guys. Really appreciate both of them. Sold my truck, and then we decided that we were going to start going out of town more often, like all the time. San Angelo, Canton, Hobbs, New Mexico. We're going to El Paso. Excuse me there. Think we're going to El Paso. I know we'll go to Lubbock. They're starting up their own SCCA chapter, and hooray for them. I'm glad somebody did. We're just going to start traveling our region and putting on shows, and I want to be able to participate. I've always got the weekend off and can do that traveling, as long as we don't stay to where I can't make it back to work Monday evening. I'm always going to be good. I can always get sleep some other time. But this is just what I kind of do for fun. We do, as I just mentioned, have something coming up. It's Cannon Air Force Base. We are going to do an autocross there. I think there are 25 out of our group that got clearance. It's a special operations base, so you have to be able to pass a background. One of our guys joked about that. Well, I was young and dumb once. Well, yeah, we all were. Some of us just didn't get caught, I guess. I think that was kind of funny when we were talking about it. No names here. But yeah, that went on pretty good. I'm impressed. This whole kit for the car, I was surprised at how much stuff I got and how little it really cost. I mean, you don't have to spend a fortune to make your car better. I'm not saying it's a hot rod or it's high performance, but I got control arm bushings for each side. This is the rear strut rods, and this is the steering rack bushings. I got the sway bar bushings and the front strut rod bushings, and I'm pretty sure that whole set cost me less than $70. And then I bought tie rod ends, inner and outer, ball joints, front and rear. And this here came in one kit: tie rods, ends, inner and outer. And then the ball joints all came together, all four in one box. I know that they cost me $63. eBay, great place. Again, nobody sponsors me. I hope I would take one. I try to work on one, but I haven't done anything lately with it because we're just getting the car back out there. But I've already done struts in the past on this and drop links. That was done when I did the lowering springs. Oh, this is cute. Aren't they pretty? No, they're not. I think they look stupid. But I'm not going to do a thing about it because they got brand new pads and brand new rotors on there that I put on when I bought the car. Or didn't buy the car. I keep forgetting. I didn't pay a dime for this. I do have about $2,200 in it, including paint. It's not perfect. Just like everybody in the world, I'm not missing the cover that goes on the armrest there. It will not stay there. So It can't be flying around in the car when I'm running, so it is in the garage here. As you can tell, this is a Texas car from the fading, but it's also just an autocross car. The tires on it are a little expensive, and I'm, what do they say, BAF, for those of y'all that know about that. Roll-up windows, nice little crack in the dash right above the clock, just about, well, that's where both the other two cars have one. I like my little car. It really needs a bath, and it needs a vacuum. I kind of got into a bunch of stuff and drug it all into the car. I don't run floor mats. They tend to get up under my feet when I'm running. I use my feet quite a bit. The other day, I got the neatest little thing. See that right there? There is a guy on one of the forums that I follow and am a member of, and he found those and started 3D printing or some kind of computer printing on them. I got that for $10, plus I think 50 cents for shipping. He put it in an envelope like it was a letter. Whatever a stamp costs, that's what it costs for shipping. There was nothing there. The one, I'm sure there was from the factory, but who cares? It's long gone. The only thing I cannot seem to find, and it's a 85 only, is on the dash. Right, you can see my finger through the windshield. Right about here. Up there on the dash is usually a hole. This one's out of an 86. It didn't have it. This is out of an 86. It didn't have the hole. There's usually a hole right about there where I was pointing. And what goes in there is a little translucent button top. And what it does is underneath that, it holds up the auto climate control sensor. I'm guessing it detects heat or light or whatever, and you have an auto setting on your air conditioning that you can set, and it will ramp up the speed or lower the speed or turn on the compressor or turn off the compressor as needed. That way you're not having to fiddle with it. I think it's kind of neat. I want one. I do have somebody overseas across the pond or is New Zealand? I know he's in New Zealand. He's supposed to be shipping me one, but he is busy. He is always busy. Every time I talk to him, he's already out of town somewhere. He knows he has it. He said it's mine when he finds it, but he hasn't had time to find it. So I'll get it one of these days. Really, right now, this is all I'm doing. I'm just playing around in the garage. It rained a little bit, so it's kind of nice and cool in the garage. I got everything parked out in the yard except for the race car. I know my garage doesn't look clean compared to some people's, but trust me, if you knew me, you would know. If there's a car in my garage, it's pretty dadgum clean. Got me a new acquisition today. Went to Harbor Freight. I was told I was going to have to press out some bushings. Picked this bad boy up, 150 bucks. Assembled it this morning after I got home from church. Yeah, that's going to come in handy for other projects, I'm sure. One design flaw on that, there is absolutely nowhere to store that handle. But I got a kid, knows how to weld. Might find some way for him to weld me something to there. Tack it on. Little handle holder. Because he'll probably use this as much as me. Got my air compressor out the other day. I was trying to work on the air conditioning on this, draw a vacuum, see if it would hold before I did any real repairs to it. And air compressors don't work near as good as the compressor that you can rent from AutoZone. They're gonna make you put down a deposit, but hey, why not? It's theirs. They don't want you to steal it. Other than that, they tried to get me to throw that away when I was cleaning the garage, my radio. That bad boy works. It's got a record player, an 8-track, a cassette. Some of y'all don't know what a cassette or an 8-track even is. But there's an 8-track on there, and I know it works because I do actually own a couple of 8-tracks. They're not something I bought on purpose or something. They're something I got one time, and I tried it, and it worked. The cassette player, I don't have any cassettes, so I don't use it. But the radio works great. Those are the original speakers that came with it. They're uncovered now. There's no covers on them. I've actually taken them apart and put car speakers in there, and they sound even better. Oh, and there's the best thing an MR2 guy can have is a bleeding funnel, because you're gonna wear it out trying to bleed these stupid things. The black car out there is getting a motor swap just because it has a cold water leak. And I hadn't really had a lot of cars with a cold water leak, but that one does. If it sits for a week or so, I have to put a quart of coolant in it for no reason. Oh, and there's another new acquisition. Gotta love my battery operated mower. I mowed the lawn today. My wife says I mow the lawn too much now, at times, because I like mowing my lawn now that I got an electric mower. I got an electric weed eater, an electric blower, got me 2 batteries and 2 chargers. I don't have to deal with gas. I don't have to maintain them other than keeping them clean, keeping them dry. It takes 1 full battery to do my whole front yard, and that's mowed, weed eated, and blowed all the grass away. I don't think that's bad. I got 2 batteries. I got a front and a backyard. Hey, I can do it all at once. Anyway, I just thought I'd hop on here for a little bit, show you a little bit of MR2 stuff. Kind of waste y'all's time while I was wasting mine. I'm not really wasting mine, though. These are things that I think the car needs and will benefit from. I did run like 5 test and tune laps at the drag strip in the MR2, just because I was out there watching a show, and at the end of it they opened it up for test and tune, and a buddy from Autocross had his daughter out there running the family car because he got home to haul her drag car to the drag strip, and one of his buddies had borrowed his trailer, and it was a little too late to go get the trailer, come back, load the car up, drive all the way to the drag strip. So they just loaded up in the family car and ran it. She runs it sometimes in Autocross. She spanks me. She did at the drag strip. It's a real nice little Ford Focus EcoBoost. It's nothing special. It's just a grocery getter. But she spanked me 4 out of 5 times, and I just barely edged her out on the last one. But shout out to Shelby there. That girl knows how to drive anything and everything. Her daddy has a Cobra. I just can't wait to see her drive it. That's going to be fun. Yeah. See my Dale Earnhardt poster over there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Yeah. Kind of not into that anymore. I don't like sitting down watching 3 races a day. I like to sit down and watch a race. So I guess whoever wins at the first leg is done and we're over with. Man, do I have a lot of batteries or what? There's a battery there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. They're all good. Well, there's a 6th one under the car out there. That one's no good. It's junk. That's one of those you take with you when you've got a decent battery, but it needs to be replaced. You take the bad battery with you as your exchange, because that going out battery might last you or come in handy one day. I got like probably 6 more of these out in the shed. They're deader than hell though. They're really bad. They don't last. I like Napa. The batteries are great, but they just didn't last. Kind of like my Duracells. That Interstate was on a car that I got, so it came in handy. Big battery is for the neighbor's truck. He has a big box truck, and it takes 2 of those, so when the batteries went bad, we bought one new one, and then I found out it wasn't the battery. Somebody had left a phone charger with 2 lights on it plugged in for 4 months without anybody ever turning the truck over. So it drained both the batteries. Haven't had days trouble out of it ever since we put the other battery on. Came back home, charged that one. It's fine. Now he's got a spare battery, but his stuff always ends up in my garage. And then when he needs it, he hollers. Just like that right there. Drunk girl hit that in front of my house. Smushed the whole front end in. Good thing is, it's all repairable. There's no frame damage. Her car pushed it into the other white van out there in the street, wrecked it, and then bounced back up in my driveway, right where the black MR2 was parked. And my wife ran out there thinking, my husband's gonna come home and kill you if you hit that car. She's lucky she didn't hit it. But cops took her down the sidewalk, ran her through sobriety. She's drunk. She's hammered. They hauled her butt to jail. Good. One thing I never did even as a kid. I just didn't drink and drive. I didn't mind taking people home when they were drunk. But you know, I gotta work for a living. And to work, you gotta have a driver's license where we live. I mean, you can't catch a cab and go to your office where we live. You gotta drive yourself. Public transportation is like almost non-existent where we live. They do have city buses, but they gotta go somewhere convenient, and they don't. So we don't use it. You have to drive yourself everywhere you go here. That's the joyful part of living in Texas. Is we got cars. We got cars for a reason. All right. Well, that's not enough rambling for me. I just needed some content to throw on my YouTube channel. I'll post this here in a little while when I go in the house. After I get done playing around with the car, I might get that back on tonight. Yeah, maybe. And tomorrow before I go eat with the kids, I'll probably do a little bit more work on it, since I already got it up on the coolest stands you ever made in your life. And this was back when wood wasn't, what, $12 for a 2x4. I literally bought coals, and I made 4 of these. And it's great. The car sits right up on them. I can jack the whole car up and sit on it and take all 4 wheels off. I can crawl under it. It's going to work great when we do motor swap. Well, I say we. I don't have a mouse in my pocket, and my help kind of says they will, but yeah, they're not really into it. They're into their own. They just don't ever get their own and keep it. But hey, whatever. To each his own. Hey, everybody have a good holiday weekend. Memorial Day. It's for us remembering those people that did it for us. And y'all have a good weekend.